This is an overview of the Workflow Builder. The Workflow Builder is a visual builder feature that allows you to customize and combine trigger and campaign type features with some added functionality. The first step is to access the Workflow dashboard. Navigate to Workflows and you'll end up on the dashboard page that looks like this. On the top left, you'll see all workflows, and you can also sort by draft or published. In the top right, you can create a new workflow, and in the bottom right, you can toggle between pages by clicking Previous and Next if you have multiple pages worth of workflows. To enter into an existing workflow, you can click the hyperlink of the name. You can also click the Edit icon here under the Actions tab. You can click the trash can icon to delete a workflow, or the copy icon to copy an existing workflow. I'll now show you how to create a new workflow so you can navigate through the builder. Click the Create New Workflow button. You'll be redirected to this page where you have three options to select from. The first is to import from a campaign, and you can choose an existing campaign that you have from the drop-down list. The next option is to start from scratch, where you can use a fresh, clean slate that is fully blank and ready to be customized completely. The third option is to choose a recipe. Pre-existing recipes or templates are set up and ready to go for you within the system. Once you've made your selection, click Create New Workflow again, and this will take you into the builder. I also want to show you now how you can get into the Workflow Builder to edit an existing workflow. Back to the Workflows page here on the dashboard, we'll go ahead and we'll click into an existing workflow using the name or the edit icon over here. Now we'll be directed into the Workflow Builder. A couple things I'd like to point out. First, you can edit the name of the workflow here by clicking this pencil icon and retyping whatever you'd like. You'll be able to save any changes that you make to the workflow, and this white Save button will turn green whenever there is any new action to be saved. By default, you'll be on the Actions page where you can see a visual representation of the workflow and how the chain of events or process is set up. The Settings tab provides you with some customization that you can create, and then the History tab and Status tab provide you with the status and action logs, and we'll review these three tabs in future videos. Back to the Actions tab, this is the most important page where you'll get started with your Workflow Builder. This top section here shows you all the various triggers that will fire off this chain of events. A great thing about workflows is multiple triggers can be used for the same chain of events. Here we have an appointment booked and the status is confirmed. We also have a trigger for the customer replied and the response contains the phrase yup. And we also have customer replied and the phrase contained is yes. All three of these triggers will fire off the same chain of events. You can see here the list of events you have and click the plus icon anywhere within the chain that you'd like to add a new action. Here you'll see the list of actions you can add, such as sending an email or an SMS, a manual call, adding or removing a tag, and more. Many of these you may have seen within the triggers or campaign section of your system already. One feature that I'd like to point out is the if-else condition. This is an important and new feature that you can use that will allow you to create different paths or chains of events depending on specific conditions within this workflow. There are 4 different options to choose from: contact details, date time, contact reply, and workflow trigger. Perhaps you want to set it up so that based on a certain standard field within the contact details, such as their company name containing a certain word or their phone number containing a specific area code or something like that, you could specify that the person would go down this path or that path within the workflow. You can have multiple paths within the same workflow. Maybe you'd like to customize it based on a certain time. Here under date and time, you could do by a certain day of the week, month, year, etc., or even a certain time. And again, the person would either go down this path or that path within the workflow. Once you've made all your customizations here, you'll want to again make sure to save any changes that you've made when this button is green. Once you've saved your changes, you can then test the workflow to see what it will appear like. Once you've tested it and you're happy with how the test has run, you can change this toggle from draft to publish mode, and your workflow will be ready to go. That's it for now, and I'll be adding more videos as new features are released.